Another one? What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy Ivorian Spice, and another Manchester United podcast, another catch-up episode. It is Manchester United. It's been a mixed week for us. Of course, Manchester United midweek, great result against Athletic Club. But then again, Manchester United back to reality. What should I say? Back to life, back to reality. Manchester United getting back into the weekend. And of course, taking a humbling defeat against Brentford. Some of you might say it's expected. Some of those of you say that no, we should be doing better in the league. We shouldn't be 15th. We should be climbing up. It is still important because we all know that Ruben Amorim has banked all these eggs into one basket. But guys, let's sit back, enjoy, relax. We're about to give you the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Red United TV and smash that like button and share across all social media platforms. Click on the link as well, that's in the description. Scan the QR code. And of course, for those who like their shoes, Echo UK shoes in the link description. Let's get straight to it. We've got the match to talk about. We've got Luis Campos potentially joining Manchester United. You never know. Fabrizio Romano spoke on it as well. So we will discuss that. And of course, Mbeumo, he's been linked to Manchester United. While we were playing Brentford, saw it come up on Twitter, on Instagram as well, that Manchester United are interested in Mbeumo. So we're going to speak to the guys. Uche is there in the background. Jerome will be joining us. And Ola potentially might join us depending on what time he can reach home. But let's get straight into it. Let me introduce you to Uche, who's here. Uche, big up to you.
Yeah,
how you doing? Hope you had a lovely weekend.
Not at all. I didn't have one. It wasn't lovely at all. But my eyes are on the prize on Thursday. That's all I have to say. That's just all I have to say. My eyes on prize on Thursday. But weekend wasn't a good one. No,
not at all. I can imagine. You know, when your team loses, it really makes your weekend. You know, it makes up for your weekend, especially when you lose. You've had a horrible week. You may have had the best Saturday, but Sunday, when it comes to your team and they lose, you've had the worst weekend of them all.
Exactly, because that's what we're going to use to usher into the new week. When you come to Monday, you're all energized, you're all strong because you had a very good weekend. Your team is doing good, but when your team is doing like they did last Sunday, today won't be a nice one for you, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. But big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. Smash that like button because we're going to get into it. we're going to talk about the match. I know you don't want to talk about the match, but you know
Yeah,
the first
definitely
part.
talk about the
Everyone
match.
knows we talk about it. We have
Yeah.
to, because it is Brentford 4, Manchester United 3. Manchester United gets sting by the bees. Brentford getting G-teched at the G-Tech Stadium. You get me? We got G-teched at the G-Tech Stadium.
Yo,
They were like, which ends are you from? Manchester United 4 goals, but we managed to score 3. There were some positives, as they say.
Yeah,
Mason
yeah.
Mount got his goal. And of course, Amad Diallo, who just returned from injury, got his goal. Big up Jerome, who just joined us as well. Jerome, what's up, my bro? I hope you had a great weekend. I hope so, because we both didn't. I'm sure he's getting himself ready. But yeah, before we get to Jerome, let's get to you straight, Uche. Let's start off the show. It is Brentford 4, Manchester United 3. Your thoughts on that game?
I feel like that match seems like the first match of the season for me because there's a whole lot of errors, a whole lot of the lack of snage in the team. So it was more like a team that's playing for the first time. Yeah, I had a whole lot, especially when it comes to the defense line. We have, which is true, they're all playing for the first time because we have the lines of Shaw, you have the late, you have Fredrickson. They're all playing for the first time, so it was obvious, and you could actually see right it, and also with Armas alongside with it with Dogu. These are all kind of the 5 defenders that are playing for the first time together, and we're about to see things not actually going as it should. So it was quite expected, but it was really awful. It exposed us that we didn't have the chemistry right at the back, and we're always building from the back as always. And this time around, it was a disaster because all the opponents, like I said this every single time, our opponents, we are playing right into our opponent's playbook. Everybody that's playing against Manchester United now knows how to play Manchester United. You're playing 3 defenders with 2 wing backs. Everybody know how to play you because by the time the kick game starts, you have 6 players pressing against 5 players, and you know that if Ogate or Maino were to drop back, that means you're going to choke your defense. So either ways, you're losing because if you're coming back, you're choking your defense. If you're stepping out, they'll take over, they'll overrun your defenders. So it is not working. Everybody knows our playbook, and yet we're still playing it. So it was nothing new apart from the fact that we scored and early first, and we have Mason getting his goal for a long time, which was a good thing. Was the pick of the moment for me having him find back of the net. But Garnacho on the other side was stepped up with the game. At least now we can see that he has actually improved in terms of releasing the ball. He plays a whole lot of ball in that game. If you notice, he had his own chances, but he also gave us a spectacular goal. That this is what we have actually been waiting for a very long time. And having Ahmad again on the other side coming in and playing as a wing back, I don't like it. I keep saying it. When you're playing your best players away from the goalpost, I know what you expect, but he's just coming back from an injury. He's trying to couple with a whole lot of that. I can actually give an excuse to that, but I'm no longer giving excuses to losing 4-1 to Brentford. No, come on. Is becoming a norm. I told my wife, was it last time, that United is actually below the table, and she was like asking me, okay, like 4 points, 4 teams below. I said, really? I saw how surprised she was. You know what it means, that we're closer to the bottom table. We are really close to finding crude. Come on. So he's quite a learning curve for us, I always say, for this match. But we gave our hearts, we poured it out, and we tried to actually come up again. We saw the way that the players stepped up and they were playing good. At least they gave us. It was fun to watch. Let's just be honest on that. It was a good game. We have much of one festival of goals, but it was an overall poor performance because I believe the team is not yet there, and not just the team. Ruben is not yet there. So let me just put it that way. Ruben is not yet there to be the kind of coach that we need in Premier League. That's just it.
See, that's it. Ruben is not there yet, says Uche.
I can't hear you.
Praising Garnacho for improving, making his. You can't hear me. You can hear me now?
Yes.
You guys can hear me now.
Sound's gone, isn't it?
Yes, I was saying, Uche saying that Amorim is not there yet.
Can you guys hear me?
Of course,
Yeah, we can hear you.
making the right decision.
Mr. Aurora and Spice, we can't
Let's
hear
get straight
you.
to. I'm sure you can hear me.
Sorry, just maybe pull up log out and log back in if you're trying to fix it.
Oh,
yeah. It happened to me the first time. Yeah, I just did that.
Yeah, you can hear me now.
I can hear you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Everyone can hear me.
Yeah. So Jerome, just log out and log back in.
Yeah,
Try to fix it.
I think it. But yes, Oche, you're saying Amorim is not there yet.
Yes, it's not there yet. Yeah, it's not there yet.
I can agree he's not there yet because of what he has at his disposal. You know.
Yeah.
And let's be real. What he has at his disposal has never been good enough. We've had so many managers and nothing has ever worked. But at the same time, to just counter and contradict as well with Ruben Amorim, the 3-4-3, in my opinion, is just not there yet for me.
Yeah,
it's just not working. It's just not working. And I've seen this defense. We have so many men in the midfield. We still can't control the bit ball.
Yeah,
we can't control the midfield, which is just a disgrace. That match against Brentford is another disgrace. Yeah, I know people say, yeah, I've always passed. Chill, man. We made so many changes. But it just shows the squad depth. It just shows how much we're behind it. That we filled our second team, and our second team, we know they can't even score goals. They're shit. They're not good enough. Yeah. The first team as well is just not good enough.
Yeah.
But the second team is even worse. Couldn't do much. You know what was a false start? They gave me some false hope because the first goal that came from Mason Mount was a well-worked goal. And that's the positive I can say. There was some glimpse of goodness that you can see from Ruben Amorim's football. But the team in that midfield was far too open at times. How many games have I seen my team get split open? We have 4 people in midfield. In that line, there's 4 men. You usually play against 3. 4, it's literally 4 versus 3 in the midfield, you know. I know the wing backs are there, but you got the 3 centre backs, and one of the centre backs can push forward into the midfield to make himself present, to make it look like there's 5 in midfield. But we still get run through. This football. It's either the players, and I know it's the players. I can say to my heart it's the players. But yesterday, the goals we conceded easily. Bayinda is not good enough. He's he's worse than Onana.
No, please.
He is worse than Onana.
Leave Onana in this situation. I've actually said this before when it comes to
I'm just saying he's worse than him.
Yeah, he is. And the problem I have with him is that he is good on a very good day, but if he's under pressure, everything falls apart. If you have to play with him, you need to be on. Everybody needs to be 100%. If the team drops, or he actually lacks a little bit of confidence, or he made a small error, or the team was not really 100%, he falls apart. He's only good when the team is 100. That's just thing I have to say about him. I know, Jerome, you want to have your time on this. There's what I want to pick on when it comes to Ruben's. Before now, you remember when I said this, that Ruben liked to rotate players in different positions. And sometimes we'll say give him time. This is November, December, January, February, March, May. Are you telling me up to now you don't know who to start? So this shows me that you're not serious with what you're doing.
No, Oche. He's banking it all on the Europa League. So he told us that he's going to make these changes. That's exactly what he's doing. And this is what he's giving us. He's made these
Europa League
changes.
Came later on. Europa League just came. We became favorites in Europa League was just like how many? Just a few weeks ago. It became a 10. Before then, we were all battling along the whole competitions. And believe me, I couldn't believe that we lost in the League Cup. We lost in the FA Cup. All these were all because of his errors in terms of position of the players. This is not the first time. And the league is long gone. 2002, we're trying to build a team. You're building a team without any positivity? A team without any kind of an assurance? How can you build a team where the team is losing? Our team has more percentage of losing a game than winning. You know what it means? That United is playing, there's high chances of them losing a game than even winning. That is the height of it. That shows that we've actually fallen off. No team is scared of us. We are closer to finding crude in the next few minutes if you're not careful. And what are you saying about it? Everybody's saying support him. He met a team that was actually in the mid-season. He's not the only coach to actually have a team in the mid-table. He's not the only coach that actually picked up a team that was broken. Aston Villa was broken. Where was there? And the worst part is that he was given a team that has 4 games unbeaten. He was handed over a team by Van Nistelrooy, 4 games unbeaten, and the team was like 4 points from fourth stable. No one means you have 4 points before you get actually around 4 points. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I actually go look.
I think you're right.
Yeah, like 4 points before the fourth. And now where are we? And we is no longer. We're not even talking about entering first 4. We're talking about entering first 10. Come on! And yet everybody's saying get behind him is not his problem. He met a team that was only broken. Come on, what is broken? A team that had that won the league that won a trophy last season is broken. A team that was so good that the only thing we had with Etihad, which is Eric, was that the team lacked the structure. That was the problem. That we're not seeing any identity. That was the problem what we're having with Eric. But at least we're winning games. You're sure of you're winning games. Teams we are scared of us. No, the truth that people need to understand is when it comes to big team, big 4, what gives them the big win is the aura that they possess. You're scared of a big team because you know, they're really good. But if you're not scared of them, you run them through. People give defenders some respect. You remember what Rio Ferdinand, was it Rio Ferdinand that said that? That's Berbatov. They're talking about if you see a player like Victor Osimhen coming as a defender, you will brace up. You will step back a little bit to understand where you're going to go. But when you see our strikers, you see where you are because you know they're not going to do anything. And that's just it. The team is not motivated.
That happens to be Rasmus Hojlund.
Yeah, that happened to me.
But let me just stop you there. I know Jerome wants to get his say. Jerome, I'm gonna just swing it over to you. 16th defeat in the league of Premier League. Ruben Amorim's team is just not doing it anymore. You're sipping your coffee. I wanted to know your thoughts on the game and Ruben so far.
Yeah, I know everyone's stressing out on this latest defeat, but come on, based on the team that he put out, was we really expected to do anything away at Brentford? Literally.
Yeah, I said
he literally changed the whole team apart from 3 players that faced Bilbao in the week. I think Amas started, Obi was up front, Fredrickson was playing, they changed the goalkeeper, who by the way is worse than Onana. I think we can put that debate to bed now. Because he just looks stupid in goal like Onana does as well, but worse. Because Onana communicates, but this keeper don't communicate. No, literally. I think in the first, obviously, I saw the first 30 minutes and I switched off because I had to head out. We were 1-0 up at that point. But obviously, I went back when I got back last night. I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
The day, and I think it was a miscommunication with the goalkeeper Binder and Shaw. And Shaw almost headed the ball in his own leg.
On goal.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I thought, the keeper just jumping out recklessly, communicates. I've got this.
Yeah.
It's just it's just calamity, isn't it? Some of these stuff that you see on the pitch, you can't blame it on the manager. I know Ems has been chatting a lot in a chat saying that I'm backing the manager blindly, but no, I'm just being realistic because I know we finished 8th last season or minus 20, but if you look at the actual performances, our true positions would have been 12th or 13th last season. You can check it if you don't believe me, because we were winning a lot of games that we didn't deserve to win. We were scumbagging wins. It was we were playing basketball and just about getting the wins through moments of individual brilliance, and that carried over into this season. But the difference between this season and last season is that we're getting the results that we deserve now. We haven't got that much luck in the league. That's why we just keep losing. In this season, if we're not playing well, we're losing. In last season, if we're not playing well, we still might grab a win. We still might scumbag a win. But that's the difference. And we were playing the back 4 last season, and we still struggled. We played a back 4 at the beginning of this season and still struggled. The manager's gone to his normal back 3, which he was brought in for. Ineos knew that was his style. The whole new structure scouted him from Sporting, and he knew that was going to be the case. He didn't want to come in until next summer, but they told him now or never. So Ineos knew that he was going to come in on his back 3, even on his team are used to playing in the back 4. So we already knew before he even came in that there was going to be a transitional period, and the manager said that there was going to be a storm. Also, we didn't know that it was going to be this long, this storm. So it just literally just carried on and just petered out throughout the whole season. And now we've got to the point where the league has just been abandoned now. That's why I wasn't even stressed about the result against Brentford. The league's abandoned. There's no point wasting your energy. There's like 3 games left. The highest we can get is like 14th or 13th. So we're going nowhere. Like, you can't do nothing in the league. So it's put all these eggs in the Europa League basket, and you need to hope that you win the Europa League. Because if not, then obviously the manager's going to be under immense pressure next season. But going back to the game, obviously it was good. We got the first goal. Garnacho actually played quite well from what I saw. Obviously, he got the assists from the left, so he was being less greedy and playing as a team player this time. And obviously, Mount took his goal well. But the goals that we were conceded were just like childish goals. I just think that Brentford looked at the team and just thought, we just got a bunch of kids and inexperienced players out. So all they were doing was just throwing long balls in and punting the ball long and using their physical strength over ours, because our defense just looked weak and timid. So that's how they beat us. They didn't really outclass us. It just basically, we got stoked, basically. That's all it was. All I saw was just long throws and just hustling and bustling in the box. But obviously, that team that he put out will learn from that experience. But overall, no, it's not a good feeling just to see your team losing every week, innit? Like, we drew against Bournemouth last week, and that was our strong team. This week, obviously, we made a lot of changes, and obviously, we got beat comprehensively, even though it was 4-3 in the end. Obviously, they took their foot off the gas when it was 4-1. And obviously, Garnacho got a good individual goal, and then Ahmad did as well. But apart from that, it was always going to be one result. Brentford were going to win. So that's why I'm not stressing about it. So all roads lead to Thursday. And we have to win this Europa League now, because we can't really justify finishing 15th or 16th and like not doing nothing in the Europa League, because it doesn't bode well for our summer transfer plans in terms of like attracting players and stuff. But one thing I must say is that this team has played under multiple systems and have failed. So I know that Ems keeps saying, "Oh, he's playing a back 3 and it's not working." Back 4 wasn't working either. So that just tells you that.
Now.
Yeah, back 5, back 4, back 3, whatever back 5, whatever formation you put out, we failed over the last 10 years. You've done everything possible. So that tells you that the players are primarily the problem. Obviously, the manager's got a lot to answer for. It's got to hold himself accountable. But as a bunch of players, we can barely string 3 or 4 passes together. And you can see that we can't maintain possession. If you can't do that, then you're always going to put yourself under pressure to get chances that against you. So we're just going to require a bit of patience. We have to clear out a lot of the dead wood, and then we can give the manager a full, like, clean slate next season, and we can fully judge him. And obviously, if he fails next season, then he can obviously do one, innit? And then we're going to have to look at Ineos for their failed appointments, because obviously Ashworth only lasted a few months. And then they didn't sack ETH when he deserved a sack, because we've got better managers like LVG that got sacked, and he did a lot better. So yeah, we've got to look at the board as well, and not just like blame like the manager and his like decision and his tactical stuff. But I'm looking at the chat now. Ems is literally saying everything but the manager. You might as well just say sack the manager and bring Moyes in, because I'm hearing a lot of noise at the moment with no solutions. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that matter, really. Like, the league's been binned. It's all about the Europa League, and then we'll see what happens in the summer, and look forward to next season. I just can't wait for the season to end, to be honest, because losing every week is not a good sight to see.
You know, even
Big up
Jerome,
to everyone that's tuning in right now. Smash that like button.
I have just 3 questions for you,
players.
Jerome.
Before you get to Jerome, let's get to players as well. As soon as you get to Jerome, of course, there's been a bit of positives in that game. So let's talk about the positives as well, because 2 guys scored. Mason Mount, Amad Diallo.
Yeah.
And what else was positive, despite that? Nothing else. Let's talk about
if Jerome, there's just something, just two things I just want to point out what you say, which is very, very good. Before now, that was the last time we were on this pod. There's something you agreed with me, even you agreed, Spice, is that if we finish 17th, Ruben shouldn't even think about having another one. You guys agreed with me on that, and I think we're approaching that
17th this season.
17th this season.
This season.
Yeah, 17th.
That's
what we
fair.
agreed on.
If he finished 17th this season,
yeah,
I would agree that if he finished 17th this season and if he got sacked, I would have no complaints whatsoever. Because that's basically saying that you're the worst team other than the 3 teams that got relegated, and that's that sits in the record book. So no matter what you say about winning the Europa League and all that, what will be in the record book is that you finished 17th, and you're the worst team in the league.
That's it.
You shouldn't be finishing 17th. You don't care what manager comes in, you should be finishing 17th at all. I don't think we will, because I think West Ham are worse than us. And I think we will just one more win.
If I get that, guess what? We're just 2 points away from 17. It's not as if it's way down the day. Just 2 points. Just one more loss as normal. The next game, if we lose it as normal, that's 17th. If they win their own games. And that just simply once. And second thing I wanted to say about in this situation is, if you talked about the situation whereby that the games that we need to win, that we won them, and the games last season, the games that we're never meant to win, but we get to win them. That's different between last season and this season. So what you're trying to say now is, in a total of 24 games right now that he has played, that he has only won 6 games. So it means out of that 24, 6 games is the only game that Manchester United merited to win. And that's a good scorecard. That's one. Now, secondly, Moyes was sacked because he played 34 games and lost 11 matches. He lost 11, won like 17, and he got sacked. And we are here backing someone who is playing 24 games, losing 12 already. So
I wouldn't say backing. I wouldn't say backing.
United manager.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say I wouldn't say backing. No one's backing him. I just understand the situation that we're in. We are shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
With and without him, we're shit with or without him. Before he came, he was already shit. We knew what we was with Eric Ten Hag as well. The situation, it was leading to that. We was leading to that situation. The situation that we was falling into with Eric Ten Hag. If he was still here, I believe we'll be in next position. And Ruud van Nistelrooy did get 4 games lost to West Ham, but we wouldn't know what he's capable of doing at Manchester United. But we did see what he did at Leicester. Leicester are relegated, I believe, or about to be on the verge.
Yeah, they're relegated. Yeah. Now,
so even if we finish 17th, I don't think we should sack him, because this team was going to this kind of situation, and they are deserving of finishing 17th because they're crap. They're all crap. We know we need a new restart. Yeah, it's whether we want to restart with Ruben Amorim. That's the question. But for me, I don't think we should make. We asked for this. We kept Eric Ten Hag on. We gave him a new contract. We sacked him. Ruben Amorim said, "No, I can't. I'm not ready now." He said, "Now or never." We asked for this. Now we must suffer, bear the consequences of what we've done. And if we finish 17th, we keep him to see what we can do as punishment. Honestly, what's the point getting a new manager?
It's going to be as punishment to us.
Yeah, because my thing is not just to back Amorim just for the sake of backing him. My thing is that all the managers that come in, they deserve a chance to see what they can do with their own set of players.
Yeah,
he's coming in November, and he's basically managing ETH's players that can't play the way he wants to play. And he, as Spice said, that he wanted to come in next season under a fresh start, a pre-season, so that he can implement his philosophy and start afresh. So sacking him now when he hasn't really got his own players doesn't really make no sense. And what that would do is just we'll have to pay him compensation for catching his contract early, like we did with Ashworth. I know that's a deal worth, but it's the same concept of just bringing in someone and then sacking them within a few months without giving them a fair chance to show them what they can do. And that just shows incompetence from top to bottom. So I think if we have a bit of patience, that might then allow us to actually build something properly. And I think that's why they've gone with Amorim, because obviously he's coming with fresh ideas. Yeah. So my thing is, let him have his summer window, bring in the players that can fit the way that he wants to play, and then we can judge him properly. And if he fails, then we can move him on and bring someone else in, and then repeat the cycle. But I just want to be consistent
is a problem
and have the same energy for all the managers that have come in. The only person that didn't have any of their own players and couldn't do anything was Ralph. And
Ralph.
Look how we ended up with that, because Ralph, if he stayed as DL, ETX might still be in a job, because Ralph would have let us like be linked with like good players for good prices, and not just let ETX bring in all these Ajax players and tell them to play how they was in a dust, which doesn't make sense.
Well, I strongly believe that the number one problem that Ruben is having is this conversation you just said now, that doesn't have the right players. That means your team can never succeed. If you have a team of more than 23 players and you come on the press conference and you're saying that you don't have the right players, so what are those players? And you expect them to perform for you? They can't do that. That means you're not motivating them at the back room, because if you're motivating your squad, they'll do wonders. Slot's an example of that. Slot took a team that couldn't win the league and won the league because he motivated them. But Ruben is telling us that these players, they're not good enough. And you expect a good result? Nah, it doesn't work that way. If you think the players
can I ask you a question? Do you believe we have the right players?
Every coach, that's what there is a coach. A coach there is meant to step up, you improve any player that is there. No single player have improved under Ruben, which was the problem I had with Ten Hag. I need players to improve under you. That shows that you're working. But you're coming here saying that no one is good enough, and yet you've not improved anyone. So what are you then doing?
Do you think we have the right players? Do you think
of course, I do feel we have the right players. Rasmus might
what
be
makes you
like
say that?
Yeah, Rasmus can be looking like he's not good enough. Under the right manager, Rasmus will what we saw. Ahmad is a world-class player. Garnacho is a world-class player. Casemiro is a world-class player. Maguire is a world-class player. These are players that played, I'm talking about, we have more than 3 world-class players that play the football at the highest level. You know what it means? You have played at the highest club level. You have a player that's a player at the highest country level, and yet you think, where do you get the players from? You have all these kind of players at your own disposal, yet they're not good enough. You're looking for babies, inexperienced players to come to replace players that have played in their world-class level. They are not good enough. Come on. This is just simple thing that you're looking for an opportunity to work with your own players is understandable. But saying that the squad you inherited is not good enough, that won 2 league back-to-back, that won 2 trophies that we never won in a long time. 5 good years we went trophyless before Ten Hag gave us trophy every single season, and you think those teams are not good enough? Come on.
I believe they're not good enough. They were not good enough last season. Okay. They're not good enough this season.
Aston Villa, how happened to Aston Villa? A good coach came, he turned things around. That's how you know a good coach. A good coach turns things around.
I believe Aston Villa are a far better set up football club than we are. We have problems everywhere. Yes,
where were they before Emery came? Where were they before Emery came?
To getting the right players in, to scouting the right players. The training ground's a mess. So many things at Manchester United is a mess that going to impact on the players.
Okay.
And Aston Villa they breathe and live
for 10 years as well. Mismanagement.
And they've been doing it consistently, whereas we've been inconsistent in every different department for the last 10 to 15 years, which has a heavy impact on the football.
Okay,
so
I can agree with you on that.
The structure is different at Aston Villa, and the structure is different at Manchester United. And do you believe we have the right coaches? We also question coaching a lot of times in the last couple of years with Mourinho, with Jose, even with Eric Ten Hag. We question what the hell do we do in training, because this surely doesn't reflect on the footballing pitch. So the structure is not right. And if you have the right structure, you cannot. The foundation is the most important thing for a manager to succeed at Manchester United. And the foundation has never been right at Manchester United. I'm sorry. Whether you got the right players or not, there's a lot of things wrong at Manchester United, not just the players. But the training.
Just to add to that, just think about all those world-class managers that you named off. LVG, Louis van Gaal, Eric Ten Hag. These are all title winners, Champions League winning coaches. And they failed at this club. So that tells you that there's more issues than
I agree on that. There's more to this. Like I said, the foundation, the facilities, things need to change. But regardless, if a team is not doing well or players are not improving, the managers will be the one to call, because it seems that they don't have the right environment. Look at our players. Rashford is performing. What's his name? Anthony? Anthony is doing good. and talking about. So this shows you that for a player to flourish, they need the confidence, and what gives confidence is the right environment for them to explore and express themselves. If a player is not confident enough to express themselves in your team, you cannot actually get the best out of the player, and that's just it. The United players I'm seeing now, no player is comfortable and confident enough to express themselves. Garnacho tried it, we all shut him down. Any player that wants to express, you will shut them down, and until you have that confidence to express yourself very well, nothing will actually improve. And if the coach is not giving them those confidence, those motivation, it's a very, very long way from us winning the title, because that's what I want. It was
there a manager that you had in mind that if we got rid of?
I just want to stop you there, Jerome. Get your last say, and then we're going to talk about a player that I want to talk about.
I was going to say,
okay.
If Amorim fails, did you have a manager in mind to replace him that will get the best out of these bunch of players?
Yes. It's his duty to actually motivate the players. Like a player will tell you, you're a beast. You go there, you go get it. You actually motivate you.
Yeah, what manager?
You're the best player in the world. Mourinho will tell you that this player is the best player in the world. He tell you to your heart that you are the best player in the world, and no one can tell you that. No one can tell you that you're not good enough. You're the best, and it is you psych your player up, you beat them up to actually go there, but you go into the press conference, tell them that you don't have the right players. What do you expect?
I'm with you, but you know what? Yeah.
Ruben said that he wants to get the right team together to play with his formation. What does it mean? If your team can't play what you want, that means you don't have the right players. Are you saying this over every single time, and you expect your team to be motivated to play for you? They can't play for you because you want to get rid of them.
Because they're shy, isn't it?
No, but he's right.
Yes.
No, Jerome, but the one thing I have to say, he's right. You have to be able to tell your players you are the best player in the world. And a lot of us have to do that in real life, you know. Some of us don't have the best looking women. We have to tell them that you're the most prettiest woman I've ever seen in my life. Just to sack them up. So yeah, I get that. It's your job to psych them up, even if they're not good enough.
Exactly. You psych them up.
You tell her. But yeah, okay, let's talk about players. Let's talk about players, because I know you guys don't want to talk about this. I know you probably kill me for this, but I want to talk about it. 17 years old, Obi. Yep. Played up front. And I was excited for a very long time to see this player get involved because of what he's been doing for Arsenal and under 18 and under 21s. But is it a problem playing for Manchester United? Because Obi himself looked ineffective. Is it because he has confidence problem? Because I looked at him, I said, he's nervous. This is a young boy that's nervous to play for team because he's not making the runs that he will make in the under 18s, the under 21s. He's not being prominent enough. But it's the same thing that you see with Rasmus Hojlund, but we know Rasmus Hojlund ain't good enough in this. But the boy is not going for duels. He's not doing anything, not engaged. There are times when you're watching the game and say, Obi, make the run. Make that run. What are you doing just sitting there asking for the ball? What are you doing? Make the effort, the interplay. If it was later on in the game where he showed a bit of a glimpse of himself. But I know he's not ready. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me or against me? Or am I being harsh? I see it.
No. I think you're being a bit harsh, to be fair.
I don't blame Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim said that as well. I'm going to say Ruben's quote right there. Let me just get it up. He said that it's not the best moment or the best season to put kids to play because, again, they need a strong base to really show what they can do. Yeah. But in this moment, we need to do it. So is it a thing of, like I said before, confidence? The team is not the right moment for him to be playing for them because they won't show the best out of him. They won't show the best for him, and he won't get the best out of them. He won't get the best out of him.
Yeah, I think Amorim's right. I think he's right. Like, Obi's obviously not ready, and it's not really a good time to be throwing him in. And at a time like this, where the team's struggling to win results, like we haven't even won 2 games in a row in the league all season. And I remember when Charlotte Ferguson used to bring in fresh players from the youth, it was at a time when the games was already won, we were already 3-0 up, and we were challenging for titles. So confidence was up, everyone was in a good mood. But now we're languishing near the bottom of the table and low on confidence, and you expect a 17-year-old that's got no Premier League experience to come in and hit the ground running when you've got players behind him that can't create and score goals. Like, we've got -9 goal difference. And we expect a 17-year-old kid with no Premier League experience to come in and start shooting up goals. So
what's happened before? Lamine
Yeah,
Yamal
I think,
is 18 years old.
we need
Making
to.
changes. And I know they said there's only a few of them, but I was thinking, so I need to see a bit more, because from what I've seen since he's come on, he's had made his debut, is absolutely nothing. Yes, the first game he had 2 shots. He done more than Rasmus Hojlund can ever do when he came on for the first time, and we was all singing lyrics and waxing lyrics about it. But throughout this whole entire time he's got his game time, I have seen nothing.
Yeah, in theory, he shouldn't even be playing. I think he wasn't even brought in for the first team. He was brought in for
just a nervous
for the youth setup, innit? So I think what with him, let him have a proper pre-season with the first team squad, and then come back fresh and rejuvenated in the new season, and then we can see what he's about. But throwing him in now is like throwing him into the fire, basically, like right at the deep end. Like, I just can't see a way of him actually like thriving under this like current setup. Because like I said, nobody's creating. We wasn't scoring goals anyway before he even came in. So he's probably thinking the whole world's like watching now. Because obviously you're playing for Man United. So the pressure's going to be immense. You're going to be thinking, right, I'm starting now. So I've got to make sure that I start banging in goals and save this team and stuff. And he's probably like a bag of nerves on that pitch. So he's probably doing things and overthinking things and doing things that he wouldn't usually do. Like you said, in the under 18s and the reserve youth team setup, like there's no pressure. He's probably playing in empty stadiums where there's only like 20, 30 people watching. But now he's like playing like in front of millions, isn't it? So it's a different added pressure to deliver, because he's probably thinking, oh, if I don't score or do nothing now, then I might not be playing again. So yeah, I think him, he's clearly not ready. And I think he should have more time with the first team in pre-season and see what it's about next season.
So what you just said, actually spot on. You spot on about Obi, because after the game, there is a video that was put that I said, at this point, Maguire should be starting for us at top 9. At this point, because what we need is not just somebody who is good, is your confidence level. You should be able to hold the game. And I feel so much for him, because this is what I'm actually trying to say. You're in an environment that is not motivated. Your environment that you're throwing a young star into the starting lineup that he has no one to learn from. Who is he going to learn from? A striker that actually scored only 3 goals, 4 goals in 22 something games, actually struggling. So the whole front line is a nightmare and no one to motivate from. Where can he draw his inspiration from? Who is going to motivate him? This is a young boy training. He's a young lad, and he's putting in a team that United had one of the most team with the highest pressure you can ever think of. He can't perform, and he's not even getting the accolade that he deserved, the little he actually done. To me, he should actually step back and allow. Now I can understand why Meno wanted a big box, because Meno was thrown into a midfield when players are with tired legs, and he stepped up. He owned the pitch. He owned it, and at a young age, he was given a burden that it was not meant for him to carry, but he carried it. And yeah, we overlook all these small things and say they're just little. They are not. If you look at the way Meno is carrying himself, he carries himself so big. He knows his worth. And because he have actually gone through the struggles of being thrown into the lions den without no support, and he actually came out flying. And that's how it is. So if he goes through all this rough patch and comes out, it's gonna be marvelous. But no one has that time for him to go through all that. He had a very a worst game so far, his performance, because the truth is he wasn't even getting the ball. No one was even creating. So we can blame him for not making those runs, but the team was not giving him this opportunity to make those runs, especially when 60% of the ball were within our own half, and the few touches came to the midfield. Yes, he has his own few positioning problem, but so far so good. I would say he needs to step a little bit back, boost his confidence level, and come back again. There's always a time to go back again, regardless of the situation. He's still young, he will adapt, but right now, the team, if you even bring Ronaldo now, they might sink him down. That's the problem. That's where it is. Any player you bring in now, even I'm scared of we bringing Osim or landing Victor. Any top player that will come in now is going to sink into this. The ship is sinking right now. So we need a good stability for everybody to flourish. If you don't do that, no matter who you bring in, it will sink in. Check all the whole players that actually play in our team now. They're all wonderful players. No player in Manchester United squad now is not a good player. None of them. So, but when they're playing together, they're not good enough because the team is not don't have that chemistry, that zeal, that never say never attitude, or we are here to win because the team is not motivated, and that's just where I just leave it at. The team is not motivated at all.
Yes, and big up to that as well. Team not motivated, says Uche. Smash that like button, guys. Share across all social media platforms. I just want to say big up to Alejandro Garnacho, a goal and assist yesterday, doing his thing. 10 goals and 10 assists this season. I know he's had his critics, but I think he's had a decent season. Not the season that you expect, but he's had a decent season. Let's move it on because we've got a lot of Manchester United news to talk about. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts of the game as well, and let's move it straight into Luis Campos because, of course, there's news that came out yesterday. Let's talk about it. PSG sporting director Luis Campos was reportedly on the radar of several top European clubs, with rumors swirling that he will leave the French champions this summer. However, according to Fabrizio Romano, Campos is not negotiation with Manchester United, as earlier reports claim that Manchester United are in advanced talks to get Luis Campos. Campos, who has worked for Real Madrid, Lille, Monaco as well, and he has been known for his great work that he does, bringing in the players. And you look at this current PSG team here, he's brought together Cavachiglia, João Neves, Mendes coming in, what's his name again? Vitinha, Pacho, all these incredible players that come in. Desire, Dioe as well. Come on, let's be
Mendes coming under.
Mendes, yeah.
Mendes came on them as well. So he's established a team that plays as a team, not the previous regime where they just signed Galacticos and the best players in the world and thought they just win Champions League like that with Messi and Mbappe and Neymar. They forgot the essence of winning teams who win big things. They play as a team.
Yeah,
players that accept their roles. You'll have 5 good world-class players who are egotistic maniacs, and then you'll have players who know who they are. This is my job. This is what I do. I respect my role. These men can do what they do, but this is me. I'm the small man in this team. They accept who they are. Yeah. They don't want to be the big guy. They just rather do their job. And that's what PSG have now. A lot of good individual players who are willing to play for the team and are quality as well. But yes, Luis Campos, whether it's going to happen or not, I want to get your thoughts on it. Do you guys believe in this? Fabrizio Romano dashed it in the bin and said, no, it's not true. But there are several outlets who are saying that this could be true. Advanced negotiations. Remember, guys, our previous sporting director got sacked as soon as Eric Ten Hag got sacked, Dan Ashworth. So there is still some opportunities. Christian Revel as well. He's the chief negotiator, I think, for Manchester United. Manchester United have made some changes upstairs, and it's going to be a new data analysis coming in soon. Yeah. But Luis Campos could be a great acquisition. Sporting director with plenty of wealth of experience, an eye for young talent as well, and an eye for players who are in their mid-20s who can reach the world-class state level. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, it's positive to see if it's true that we're looking at a sporting director of that caliber, because obviously, like you just said, Luis Campos is someone that's got immense experience across Europe and worked with a lot of top clubs. So that's what we need, because the thing with Ashworth, I didn't really know much about him apart from his work that he did with England and Brighton, and that sounds a bit underwhelming.
And Newcastle,
yeah, and Newcastle, who we're going from, but it just sounds a bit underwhelming. It sounds a bit British, a bit Brexit. I think we kind of need someone with a bit more international experience, so to be able to manage players across the globe, because ultimately that's what you need to be successful, is to be able to get players that are the best players in the world and not just look at players from England. So I hope it is true, but if it's not true, hopefully we're looking at deals of that ilk. But like you said, obviously Luis Campos has got a good track record at PSG. He's transformed them into Champions League contenders. I think they've wrapped up the French league. I think they've wrapped up 3-4 weeks ago. The French league is just ridiculous now.
Sometime in April.
Yeah, literally. I think they're 20-something points clear. So it's There's no point if they might as well just pack that in. Like, there's no point even playing the remaining games. But the point I'm trying to make is that he's transformed them to a team of superstars that were just individuals and not playing as a team, to a bunch of hard-working, technically gifted players that are ready to like improve further and get to the next level. Because it's a younger team now that got space to get even better. So if we're able to get someone like that in that could attract young talent across Europe and across the globe, that would help us immensely. Because that's what we need now. We need to start looking at like the younger, cheaper market. Because obviously now, with our financial constraints and stuff and PSR and all the rest of it, we need to start being more shrewd in the transfer market. So, and obviously because we don't have a current deal at the moment, we need to kind of take the load off Omar and Wilcox, so that we can actually have a deal to come in and just focus on the deal worth job, as opposed to it being shared out between the two. So let's hope that something positive happens. We can get an appointment in during the summer, and that could help us with our summer transfer window as well.
Yeah. I think Lewis is actually the guy everybody wants. He is the narrator of every single one. That's the reason he's called the Wizard of Capital Gains. And not just he actually discovered Mbappe. He was he made a good business with Mbappe as well. And I think it was actually during the time of Mourinho at Real Madrid. One good thing I love about him in his business days is that he's able to sell players. I think when he was in Monaco, in a span of 4 years, in a span of more years, the club only spent around 500 million euros. Can you imagine? But also, right, the only Ten Hag alone only spent close to 600. So one good thing about him is he knows how to make clubs make profits, and while they establish players and also sell players. He's a businessman. He makes you to actually they get the right talent and at a good price, and also the sell players they make. So he's an all round person that you actually need as a sporting director anywhere. And I hope it works. But what we have actually been doing here is wishing for things to happen the way we want. But I'm a dreamer. At this point, I would like to dream for him to actually come to United. And in as much as United is not an ideal now, but it's an ideal target for elite professionals right now due to where we are. But I believe we are a good prototype for him to work on, because we're a project that he would love to actually come in and actually improve with us at this moment that we are having a good change. He's a perfect match to help us in the transition that we are going through, to actually help us go through in the phase of not bringing all big top players, grooming the one we have, which we're actually good at with our academy players, having to do good business. It's been a long time we did good business. So we need to start doing good business and actually returning our good business these days, not actually sending them to Galacticos. And he is a good fit if only we can land him. And it's all a dream right now. So we'll just have to keep dreaming though.
Yes, as I spoke about Luis Campos, I swear I spoke about him highly. You know, it will be a great fit, and of course, it would be a good step for Ineos to show us that they're really serious. Because we were already laughing at them because of the whole Dan Ashworth situation. You waited the whole gardening leave, done all of that kind of stuff, and when you get him, he doesn't even last 2 or 3 months. You sack him straight up. You realize he made a mistake. We're all laughing at you, thinking, "Oh yeah, you done f up right now." We know that you guys are not really about you. You don't know elite people. You lied about you want to get the best in class. You already made your mistake. You didn't do your homework on him and realize that you don't share the same values when it comes to football. That he doesn't have the wealth of experience when it comes to scouting knowledge across the globe.
It's good, yeah.
That's what you need. So I'm for it. I'm for Luis Campos. I hope it happens, and it should benefit Manchester United as long as we have the capital gains, the capital money, and I know he'll sign players at good price, good coup, players who are very good, who will be one of the best players in the world, and of course the best youngsters in the world as well. So let's hope that happens. Let's move it on from that, because we've got Mbeumo before we end the show. If you guys was watching yesterday, when you was watching the game, the tweet came out during the match that Manchester United have interest in Brentford striker Mbeumo. Mbeumo was also Newcastle also interested in him as well. Let's not forget that he's also been linked with a move to Liverpool. Mbeumo, who's had a great season. I mean, not great season, a good season for Brentford as well. The Cameroon
That's a great season.
international.
I'll say a great season. Use the word great season. He has a very great season. 18 goals a great season. Yeah, give him.
No, my bad. Yeah, you're right. 18 goals this season, 6 assists.
Well, in the Premier,
It's a great season. 35
Yeah,
in the
it's a
Premier
great
League. Yeah,
season.
obviously nowhere else.
Yeah.
They don't play Europa League, so
Yeah.
they don't play anywhere else. 18 goals. Mbeumo, he's a good player. He's a good
It's
player.
a
But
good
is he
season.
is he a Manchester United player? Is he a player that will excite you, that make you say, "Ooh la la," like wow?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get this guy, because again, it's giving me the worry, the lap feelings. I'm still underwhelmed. It's great that he got 18 goals. That's great.
And 7 assists. So he's
But I
really
don't
quite
give a
good.
shit.
Is I think right now before I
I know
was
he's
really
better
kind
than
of
Rasmus Hojlund.
what see before I was thinking that he's really
I
that
know he's
bad.
better than Rasmus Hojlund.
No. I know he's really bad. Let me come here.
One rates Hojlund, isn't it?
Let me get. I've noticed something about what we're doing right now is all these players will think they're bad. Trust me, if Rasmus should go to another team, you know that he's a beast.
No, if he goes to
No.
another league, he's not as superior as
another
the Premier
team.
League. He will be a beast there.
Another team, not league, another team. All a player needs.
He can't. No, he showed us that he can't handle it in this league. This league is too much. For
Not
him.
the league. Is the
Physically,
team.
everything.
Is the team. Do you know why I'm saying that?
No.
Is the team. Look at it this way. Do you think that Ten Hag will sign a player that is not good? Do you think will sign a player that cannot?
Yes.
Look at his touches.
Yes.
The problem
He has
is
signed players who are not.
Ten
good,
Hag
okay.
set us back with his poor signings.
Yeah, you know, he gave us Andre Onana. He gave us
Oh
Andre
my
Onana.
God.
Yeah.
Imagine-
okay.
Imagine
yeah, I
not
get
buying
that.
one, but two poor goalkeepers. Two. Not
Two
one of
poor
them sound good.
goalkeepers.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Now he's good, but players now, my hopes is now down until I see you in United shirt before I can actually say. And he's doing good now because he's in Brentford. Let me tell you, if you play to United has the biggest pressure you can ever think about. It's not what you see on TV. Playing for United is a privilege, and when you do, you understand why it is a privilege. It's a very difficult place to play. You under a whole lot of pressure. He plays on no. See the difference between what he's doing now. Right now at Brentford, if he have a bad day, what happens? If he had a bad day, he goes and nothing happens.
It's
But
okay,
United,
go home.
you can have a bad day and go home. Even when the team win, you still don't have a good day. That's how the level is.
Yeah, standards,
The level
the
is too
expectations are a
much.
lot more at Man United than Brentford.
Exactly.
So whether he's a good Premier League striker, but
Mhm.
question marks of whether he can come to United and hit the ball running, because
Thank you. That's it.
obviously
Can
I
he
don't
do
know how
that?
old is he. I don't know how old is he.
I think probably it should be around he's 25. He's still young though. He's 25.
He's still young, but yeah, have a few bad games and everyone will just say that you're a fraud. So yeah, it's different. It's different. There's different levels at United.
Yeah, different
So,
level, and that's how that's why I'm not really keen about players that in lower league doing so much good. No, you can't judge by all those because you're not facing the pressure. You win a game 4-0, yet if you check the paper, check online, you are trending because you were awful. But there in Brentford, you play with the worst game you play. You go home, no one even talk about it. That's
no one will even
different.
remember.
No one will remember, but we still remember things that Hojlund did. How many years? How many matches ago? We still remember. We keep remembering every single time. So that's just it. That's a different level. That's why I normally say, no matter how we see it, no matter how we do it, until they come and wear the red shirts, we won't know how good they are. We won't even. So I'm done speculating. He's good because last time I did that when they came, they flopped, and I blame myself. So right now, until you come and perform, then I know you're good. You're good to wear the shirt. Right now, it just rumors and promises. That's what
all
what
of
we
the
actually say.
signings will come with a bit of a risk, especially
Of
up
course, there's
front.
rumors.
But I think we need to bring
Would you be
someone in
happy?
that's proven in the Prem.
Yeah, he's proven in the Prem. Yes, he's proven. So that was the only difference because I know time the Babatov came, Babatov was really he has been proven in Prem with Spurs before he came. Actually, is good. And Sir Ferguson's style hasn't been buying players who are proven in the Prem to play in the Prem. That's his philosophy.
Yeah, to be fair, most of our strikers, our good strikers, were bought from the Prem. Apart from Van Nistelrooy, Most of them, Manchester, I think Forlan. Obviously, Forlan was a talent, but it didn't work out in the end. But I think apart from Van Nistelrooy,
Charito just came in. Charito just came in. Charito.
Yeah, but he wasn't main guy. He wasn't the main guy.
Yeah, wasn't the main guy. But he gave us the main wins, though. Exactly. What Charito is to Sir Ferguson is what Rasmus could have been for Ruben or any other coach. He's not meant to be the main guy. He's meant to be coming from sub and be doing the magic. If you come for sub, then he can do what? He was given so much.
£72 million cannot be sub. 72
because that was those deal, they were just doing a whole lot of deals that they messed up the market.
Was it 2 in 29? 2 goals in 29?
It should be 3 goals now. I think he's now 3 goals in 25.
yeah. He's beat the Undertaker's. He's beat the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. Like, we need to allow it.
72 million. You're talking about 3 to 5 goals. You know, in 29.
3 in 29. You know, not even like 3 in 5.
Guys, smash that like button. Let's get the final thoughts before we end the show. Let me get your final thoughts, Oche, before we end the show.
Okay, so this thought is about,
and of course, we've got Athletic Club as well, so I just want to get your score prediction as well.
Yeah, that's
final
what I want to talk
score
about.
Prediction.
I think this. I never knew it's going to be a very easy way. I didn't see that coming. That match was a blessing, and we have to take it. So now we are ushering into the second leg in OT. It's time for us to do know what we have to do best. I don't expect Ruben to do too much. I'll say don't do too much. Just hold the game, keep it a draw, and let's just go home. It's not do or die, because these guys are coming for a comeback. Keep it simple, hold the game throughout draws, and that's just all we need to scale. At this point of the stage of the game, you don't even need to do too much. You just need to be strong, be focused, because that's what we lack. We lack being focused in the game. We lose concentration so much. You see somebody walking around, you're not looking, we're being aware by your environment. And with the goalkeepers, we need to stop those build-up from back. Let's go back to Nana. Kick the ball in. Let's go to a normal traditional way. Go for the number 9. Let them struggle it out there. If they come back again, throw it out there. But I'm sure it's going to be a good win for us right there in OT. But the bottom line is we shouldn't stress it. We shouldn't put a whole more. Just keep it simple and let's just have a good game and a good win, because this heart, I don't want it to fail, please. Because that's the only, right now, Ruben needs that win more than we do. That's just the truth. And the reason why those players are more hungry than in the league, because that is where their name goes to. The players are more motivated than Ruben in the Europa, because this is where that matters. In the Premier League, Ruben can do whatever they want, but right now is their name on the line and not the managers. That's why it's different. To show you that these are the same people playing in the Europa, they won't play in Premier League. What's happening? Because that doesn't count. This is what counts. This is their blood on the line. You can see the difference. They imagine when the coach is been motivating them to do something. I'm telling you, this team need a little bit a good motivation, and they will tell you what they really made up. I so much believe in the squad, and I believe that Ruben should please believe in the squad, because there's no how you're gonna clear out all the whole 2023 players to bring a new one. It's not gonna happen. So the earlier you start working with this player and love them to make sure they bring out something better, the better for us all. That's just all.
And Joe, final thoughts and score. Uche, we didn't get your score prediction. No, Joe, what's your score prediction, Uche?
Okay, so my prediction is, what I want is meant to be a 0-0 situation. But for us, I know United who we are, so it's going to be a go-go situation. So regardless, we're looking around 3-1 or 2-1 in our own. Let me just say 2-1. Let me not be too greedy.
2-1. Joe, so you thoughts on final thoughts and thoughts on the game? Sorry.
Yeah. Final thoughts are all our bags are firmly in or eggs, should I say, firmly in the Europa League basket, and nothing matters now in the Prem. Just make sure that we don't finish 17th and put our name in the mud. But yeah, I do agree with Ichi in the sense that we're 3-0 up. We just need to be professional. We don't even need to win the game.
Yeah,
just be professional, be conservative. Even if it's a boring game,
yeah,
just be professional. Even if it's a done 0-0,
yeah.
Like there's no need to like go out gung ho and attack. So just see out the game and just book your flights to Spain for the final and keep it as simple as that. And Athletic Club, they're not really known for scoring loads of goals anyway. So that just shows you that we don't need to really like be like too concerned, really. I know some fans are worried because we conceded a lot of goals, but yeah, just see the game out. Do your back 5, back 7, or whatever it is. Just keep that clean sheet. 1-0, I'll be happy with that, or 2-1. But I reckon it's going to be 2-1. But there's no excuse not to make the final from the position.
Thank you. There's no excuse. Yeah, sure. No excuse.
In fact, I'll go as far to say if we didn't make the final, then just sack the manager. Literally. You can't look. You can't.
And you said it, Jerome.
You sacked the manager there and then. You see that how LVG got sacked in the lift after the FA Cup final?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amorim would have to get sacked in the changing room if we don't make the final.
It's good to see
come on, 3-0 and you're at home. So that means that you're going to lose 4-0 if we don't get to the final. Against a team that don't score goals. So, yeah. On that note, that's my last words.
That's your last words. My thoughts straight away. All I want to say for my final thoughts is I don't know why Ruben Amorim decided to change the whole team against Brentford, considering the fact that we're 3-0 up against Atletico Club. Why? Who are you resting? We're not losing. We're not down in the aggregate score. We're going there at Old Trafford 3-0 up. So why make all these loads of changes? In fact, this game is the game where you make some changes because you're 3-0 up. Final thoughts. That's my final thoughts. But game, we should go through. There's no reason why. 3-0 up. We should be winning the game at least 2-0 at Old Trafford or 2-1. Don't allow them to come back. But then again, we know our team. Teams are capable of coming back against us, even when we're 3-0 up.
Remember, I don't want to be negative, but we were 4-2 down against 10-man Lyon at Old Trafford.
Mm-hmm.
That was mind blowing.
Before the miracle happened. That was
10 men.
Exactly.
We could even win 10 men last
at
game.
Old Trafford.
You see why I say that we're capable of doing anything. But on that note, that's the end of the show. Smash that like button, guys, and share across all social media platforms. This has been the catch up. Big up to those who have tuned in today. Make sure you watch the catch up on all audio platform playback as well on your Apple podcast and also your Spotify and Amazon podcasts as well. It also will be available. And make sure you guys tune in next week, 8 p.m. UK time, live 7:45 for that Athletic Club watch along 7:45 Thursday. Possibly no watch along on the weekend because it's not possible, but it is what it is. Till next time, guys, as I always say, remember to keep it united and remember to keep it Red United. We're out. Peace and love. Till next time.
Yeah.
Out.
Sign out. One love.